is about, first off. So anybody that moves to the Philippines needs to understand some things about the Philippines before they get here, because living here is completely, when it comes to the infrastructure of the internet and the electrical and water in the Philippines, is it's nothing at all like living in America. There's no comparison. There's no way that one thing can be compared to something else. A brief synopsis of our water here is, if you don't have an external water tank, they have shut the water off because of a broken pump, or a pump that works but no electric because of a problem with the power wires coming from Leyte for 22 days. They've done that before. Even though they have a generator, a huge generator, we're talking about a $50,000+ generator right next to the watershed where the water pump is. And the reason they didn't turn it on, the generator works, but the reason they didn't turn it on is because someone stole the diesel fuel out of the generator. And then when they wanted to, it's raining. It's been raining here almost every day since Christmas, Dave. Out of 51 days, it rained probably 44 days. So they have a $50,000 generator. Snow skiing. I'm going to go snow skiing. I think this weekend we're supposed to get 3 inches of powder. That'd be nice. 3 inches of powder. Oh, we can have a real party. So the you didn't see. That's so they have a $50,000 generator, and they have a water pump that works. But when I called them up to ask them why the water wasn't on, this goes back to when I went to Vietnam. So it was off for about 8 days before I left for Vietnam, and then I was gone for 11 days, and then it was off for about 8 or 9 more days. When I came back, I did a review of the shack that the water pump is in, and the plumbing, the way they have it set up. So the reason they didn't have water for 20, I don't know, I think it was 22, 23 days, I lost track, but it was something in and around that amount of time. And they didn't have water because the generator worked, but someone stole the diesel fuel. And then there's a fund for the politicians, or however they have that worked out, for diesel fuel, for the electric generator, for the water pump, and someone took those funds and either misplaced them or used them for something else, and no one made note of it. So we could have had power for the generator, for the water pump, from day one, and those 22 days that we lost power from Leyte, we could have had power, but we didn't. So we had no water for 22 days. So I just set up an unlimited supply of water forever on my property. But that's one part of the infrastructure that it just doesn't get any better, because now we're going to talk about electric in and of itself. During the Cyclone Odette, and then we're going to talk about telecommunications, which, of all of the things of the infrastructure of the Philippines, telecommunications should be the easiest problem to solve, and yet they can't do it. They don't even come close to a satisfactory response. If you had to check off excellent, good, not so good, terrible, and worthless, it would be worthless. Because I don't know how to tell you this, but it's not gotten any better in the last 8 years that I'm here. And I just spent 45 minutes on the phone. 45 minutes on the phone for a bill. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But I paid a bill, and I gave them an extra 3,000 pesos to pay 2 more months' bills in advance. And they were going to shut off my internet because they lost the notice. They lost the notice. So now we go from water. I'll get to that in a moment, Dave. We go from water, we'll go to the electric. So during Cyclone Odette, now everybody lost power because the power plant we have is in Leyte. And that power plant, the towers, not the plant, but the towers that bring out the 400,000 volt cables, they were damaged. So for that, we lost power for 34 days. And I bought a generator and supplied the whole neighborhood with free electric for their gadgets. However, we should have had power for the area that I live in, because there is generators. There are generators for different parts of Bohol. And we'd had no power. And I actually went to the Bajico Electric Company and I said, when are we... I didn't go there for that reason. I had to buy something from a scrapyard. They call it a junkyard, but it was metal. I had to buy some metal. And there's one right across the street from Bajico Electric on Tobacco Street. And there's a huge supply of used metal and junk metal, and you can bring plastic bottles there and aluminum and copper. So I went into the office and I said, you can buy, the price of metal. If you sell the metal, they give you about 11 cents a kilo for good metal. And if you buy it from them, they charge you somewhere between 60 and 85 pesos a kilo, which is cheap, because if you buy it new at Build-A-Ware or someplace like that, and it's the same piece of metal, it could be 120 pesos. So it's 40 or 50% cheaper. But moving on, so I asked them, how come we don't have power? And she said, we have generators, sir. She was clear as day on this. You go upstairs, you go in, you get a number, then you go upstairs there's a main office where you can talk to a supervisor at Bajico in Bohol. How come we don't have power? It was after like 10 days that we didn't have power. How come we don't have generators? Oh, sir, we have generators. Okay, well, I'm not getting any power. I had already bought the generator. I'm not getting any power in Dolho. Yes, sir. That is one of the most annoying answers that you're ever going to get in the Philippines. Yes, sir. They agree with you. But they don't enhance the answer any more than that. They just agree with you. We're not getting any power in Dolho. Yes, sir. Well, do you have a generator for the city? Yes, sir. But they don't explain to you why they're not using the generator. Unless you ask them. That's a separate question. So, can you please explain to me why we're not getting power in Bohol? Yes, sir. You're not getting power because the generator is broke. Now, things break, but for how many years? How long? We've never gotten power when we have a blackout. Because, for instance, one day each month, every month, for 8 years, Saturday. Sometime between 5 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning, the power goes off for 12 or 13 hours. Every month, one day, typically it's Saturday, and it goes off between 12 and 13 hours. And what they do, this is how we receive power in Bohol. What they do is, in Leyte, they have a coal-fired power plant. Okay, I can go to read my comments now. I had something loading. I'll go check the comments. In Leyte, they have a coal-fired power plant. And in that power plant is a steam generation system. So what they do is they make steam with coal, and then the steam goes around pipes, various pipes with fittings, and then that water inside the pipes, the heat boils the water in the pipes, which makes steam, which turns the turbine. Well, once a month, they just keep putting coal in the bin, and they cook the pipes for 30 days. 30 days. So once a month, they have to clean the ashes out from the coal bin, the ash bin of the power plant. Now, it's not like they don't do it with a shovel. They do it with huge bulldozing equipment, D8s, Bobcats, front-end loaders. So they have to take the coal out, number one. That's the first thing. It has to be cooled off a little bit. That's also something that takes some time. But then they have to clean the pipes. They have to clean the pipes that the heat hits to make the steam inside the pipes to turn the turbine. I don't know how they do that. I would imagine they do it with a pressure washer, but I'm not sure. So they know, since I got here, they know that once a month they're going to have to do this. So they set up generators for the different parts of Bohol. And they have generators for the different parts of Bohol. But the generator for Dolho and the city of Tagbilaran and the rest of Panglao and Alona Beach, those generators don't work. And they don't work because they're broke. Because no one has ever done any maintenance on them. Because the blackout is typically just one day, once a month. So they didn't feel the need to repair what was broken. Or, I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. I can't figure it out. So when I asked the woman, yes, sir, we have generators for your area, but it doesn't work. Now, asking that lady why it doesn't work would be futile, an effort in futility. Are you going to fix it? Yes, sir, we're working on it. So that was during Cyclone Odette, going back last year to 2022. I think that was in January, if I remember correctly. So the generators never got fixed. So eventually they fixed the towers in Leyte. But then, after the Cyclone Odette, after they realized there is a need to fix the generators, they fixed them. And when they fixed them, they doubled the cost of electric for about, 3.5 or 4 months. Whatever your electric bill was, my electric bill is typically 2,500 pesos, they doubled it to 5,000 pesos. They said it. I said, "How? Wait a second. How can my electric bill be 10,000 pesos? Because it was for 2 months. We're charging because we repaired the generators, and now when you have a blackout, you'll have electric, but it will be fired by diesel fuel generators. This is true. Now, this you can call up Bahico Electric." So I said, but you haven't used the generators yet." "Yes, sir. But when we do, we have to be compensated for the money that we invested into the generators to make them work. When they should have, in my mind, they should have worked. You put a $250,000 generator in a building, it should work. Every 72 or 96 hours, somebody should go out and start that motor, put diesel fuel conditioner in it, check it. They don't do that. They don't do any of that stuff here. So we had a blackout, and after Leyte, after the storm Odette, we had a blackout. Then, when we got our bill, it said due to the additional cost of running electric via diesel-fired generators, we had to increase the bill 100%. So for maybe since Odette, we've used the diesel generators a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times, and then they stopped using the diesel generators when they shut the electric off to do maintenance on the power plant. So they charged us, everybody in Bohol, they doubled our bill for about 4 months. Then it came back down to the normal rate. Our rate was 8 pesos per kilowatt hour. It went up to 17 pesos per kilowatt hour, doubled. And they did that for 4 months, and then they brought it back down, like all in one day, they brought it back down to 8 pesos again. So what they did is they doubled all the bills right across the board for 4 months. And then they only used the generator during that time 4 days, for the time that the blackout occurs when they repower the coal station, when they refurbish the coal bins and clean the pipes. So after that, they've never used the generator again. But every month, we lost 1 day. Now this week, it should have been on a Saturday, but we had our power shut off on a Friday, 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So Friday, the power was off, and then Saturday, the power was off also. Because on Friday, they were doing pole repairs from Cyclone Odette. So 13 months after the cyclone, they were replacing the power poles. And they've had the power poles along the side of the road for pretty much the last 6 or 7 months. They made hundreds of new power poles. So that's reasonable that they have to replace the power poles. But we didn't have power on Friday from 3 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. And then Saturday, we didn't have power from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, because they're replacing the power poles and they're refurbishing the coal bins. It doesn't make any sense, but it does. So they had to fix it, but we don't. So because what doesn't make any sense is they have a generator locally that they could have turned on to give us power, but they didn't. But they charged us to fix the generator, and they didn't use it only for those first 4 months. After that, they've never used it again. But believe me, when they doubled everybody's electric bill, that more than paid for the power generators refurbishing. I mean, I don't know what they paid, but I do know that I'm sure that more than compensated enough for the parts to get the generators running and fill up the fuel tanks. But they never used them again, ever. Not once. Because we still get a blackout once a month on Saturday. Except 2 weeks ago we got it Friday and Saturday. Now, telecommunications. That's even worse. So let's get over to the telecommunications part of my live stream here. I need to get to my channel. I need to I need to open up where the comments are because I saw my friend DNC and a couple other people there, and Boston Dave, and I don't know who else is there.
And Boston Dave.
Okay, so boy, Bruno, 8 years. Wow, yeah, I've been here for 8 years. Ain't that something? And how's the snow? The snow skiing. CFD. Good evening, Michael. Back in the U.S., New York. Have a great show later. Thanks, CFD. That's a man who's married to a Filipina who actually is part of a major law firm here in the Philippines. So, Flying Circus. Nah, man. Hey, Flying Circus, you have a wrench. Put up the link for your page, please. Flying Circus has been pumping out videos left and right. Left and right. And some of them, the one with me talking about the offer I had to go live in Mindanao, I was offered an 18-year-old virgin if I would move to Mindanao, sign over my bank account and my credit card or cards and my net worth to a man who calls himself the head of the tribe. And for that, I would get to live in a thatched hut with an 18-year-old virgin. If I was willing to give up my life savings, bank account, any income I have, any money I have saved, and I said to him, well, what advantage would it be if I gave you my life savings? He says, well, you would be living with an 18-year-old virgin. I'm going, well, where would I be living? In the mountains of Mindanao. And I said, well, up near Zamboanga. And I said, well, I don't think I would want to live there. And my friends who are going to be, you're going to see them in a party I'm going to post, a big party that we had recently. Well, and his catch to get me to become a member of this tribe was to give me an 18-year-old virgin for my life savings, and then I get to live in a cheeky hut, or hut. We call them cheeky huts in Florida, with this young girl, and we can have children. And the benefit of this is that for the rest of my life, I would never have to pay for food, ever. And I would never have to pay for electric or communications because they don't have electric and they don't have communications. So I would not have to pay for that, and I would have a limitless amount of food. And Flying Circus has that up on his channel. The ash drops out of the bottom, says Freebird. You would think it would, but whatever they do, that's what the woman explained to me. You would think that would be the way it would be, but maybe there are no conveyor belts. Maybe it does drop out of a grate on the bottom like a house coal bin, and then they have to come in and haul it out with machines. You would think they would have a conveyor belt system, but this is the Philippines. Now, if you have a link to the Leyte power station, please, by all means, tell me what it is and I'll post it. Because the woman explained to me that they have to clean out the coal bins. So I'm not there. I never saw it. I never been to Leyte. I've never seen the power plant, but I understand the concept of cleaning the pipes. So no matter, even if Freebird is correct, and Freebird has some great videos on his channel. No, that's right. Freebird also. You want to click on Freebird's. Well, if you're a cat person, C-A-T, cat person, you want to click on Freebird's videos. He's got some of the most dangerous house cats that you've ever seen in your life. These cats howl like mountain lions. He has houses built for them and perches where they can go up to 6 levels up to the top, and the cats attack him from they get up on the top perch and then they attack him. They're the meanest cats I ever seen in my life. It's funny, but and he's got a lot of cats too. So if you're a cat person, my mother was a cat person. My mother had 3 cats in the house, and then she fed all the stray cats in the neighborhood. We had a lot of cats when we were growing up. But she loved cats, boy, I'll tell you. But Freebird has cats also. So I can relate to having cats, but not his cats. Oh, my God. And actually, my mother's cat, Chloe. Now, that was my daughter's mother's cat. Chloe was that. What the hell was she? Was a calico cat. Not Chloe. I forgot the name of my mother's cat. That cat used to attack me. You could not pet her belly. As soon as you touched her belly, she would attack you. Didn't matter who it was, even my dad. Okay, so Freebird. What the heck was I forget my mother's cat's name. It was a calico cat, and I don't remember the name of that cat. Okay, Freebird is a boiler. He's a steam fitter, probably, or a steam fitter if you worked on boilers. And, okay, well, for whatever reason, okay, well then, if I'll take your word for it, Freebird. So what would be your opinion why they would have to shut down the plant for 13 hours, one day every month since I got here? It's never changed. It's always one day. It's always 12 or 13 hours. What would be the reason for that? You can answer the question if you can. I mean, I don't know what the reason is. So that would be our electric. We don't get electric. Oh, they came out of old ships. To me, that would probably, yeah, I could see them rummaging through an old World War II ship, because they did have those big boilers in there. I don't know. I've never seen it. If I saw it, I could give you a detailed explanation. I'm only going with what the woman at a counter who tells you that we're working on the problem and has no idea what the problem is. I'm only going by what she said. Now we're going to talk. But Freebird, you can post your opinion as to why they would shut them down for 12 hours, 13 hours, one day a month. That would be good, because I can't figure it out. If they said she said they have to clean the pipes, to me, I took a word for it. But communications. So now, 2 weeks ago, I went to, when I walk into Bajico Electric, okay, in the ICM Mall, this is how it works for me. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I bring them 100 pieces of candy. Or I bring them 2 12-packs of donuts or cakes, little cakes like like a box of Entenmann's cake. So sometimes I'll bring 12, sometimes I'll bring 2 boxes of 12. If I get there early in the morning, I'll bring 24. But if I get there in the afternoon, I bring 1 box. And I only go there once every 3 months. So when I walk by Bahico Electric, I wave to the girls, and they go like this. It means come back in a few minutes. So I go to Globe. The suitcase electric. They snatched the electric. Yeah, well, it's 12 hours, 1 day a month, every month for 8 years. So I'll take your... And I would agree that the ashes, if the ashes were in a coal bin at the bottom, under a grate, I would agree it would stay hot for a long time, but that's what they told me. So I don't have an answer as to why they do it. All I know is that anybody from Bohol, Tagbilaran, Bohol, Panglao, anybody will tell you that 1 day a week, 1 day a month, 1 day a month, they shut down. So when I go to Bahico Electric on the 2nd floor of ICM, they know that to tell me to come back in a few minutes. And then I go to pay my Globe bill. And then the Globe bill, the girl there, she knows as soon as I walk in the door, hello, Michael. Now, I don't know about preventive maintenance. It's all theory at this point. I could go back and ask the woman, and she'll tell me that they have to clean the pipes. You can't get a straight answer here. No, why would a secretary that collects... No, the secretary upstairs, they don't collect money. The cashier's on the ground floor. But why would a secretary that sorts out people that have problems with paying their bills, or the head people, the management is upstairs? I only went up there to ask them why we don't have electric during Cyclone Odette. We should. So why would she know? She wouldn't know. They just make up a story. So I go to Globe. Now, I go to Globe. Oh, and by the way, my water bill is 60 pesos each month, and I pay for 2 years in advance. So right now, I have 14 months paid in advance. Because so I don't have to go to pay a bill. Otherwise, you have to go pay a bill. So I pay it for two years in advance, maybe more. It depends if I don't use water or not. And when there's no water, then I save money, yeah? Don't get to wash much, but I save money. So I go to Bahico. They go like this. I go to Globe. And now the girl at Globe says, hello, Michael, how are you? So I said, very well, thank you. She doesn't get candy. She doesn't get donuts. She don't want candy. She don't want donuts. She has like a perfect figure-8 body. She don't eat that garbage. She goes, I don't eat that stuff. Don't bring it. So she goes, Michael, you haven't paid your bill in 2 months. And I said, yeah, I know. So I said, so she tells me how much it is, and I give her an additional, on top of my bill, I give her 3,000 pesos. So she goes, you want me to keep all of this? I said, yes. This way, because I only pay the bill every 2 or 3 months. But if I'm late, they don't shut off my power. They don't shut off my internet service. So they know I pay 2, 3, 4 months in advance. So if I'm late 1 month, which is very rare, they don't shut it off. So she goes, okay. So she tells me what the bill is, and I give her the money and 3,000 pesos. So now my bill is paid for 2 more months on top of what it was. So then I go back to Bahico. But my point, We have lost the electrical power in Bohol for those 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and we didn't have any globe communications because each tower, which is really a repeater for a main trunk line, is supposed to have its own generator that powers when we lose power, but it doesn't. They do. They have their own generators. Now, typically, if you lose electric, you lose your phone and you lose your internet. Now, if you have your own power supply, it used to be that you would have internet, but no more. It has to have no more because you have your own power supply, yes. You can turn on your modem, yes. But they're not putting the power on to the towers for whatever reason, and no one knows why. So when we have no electric in Panglao, and they don't put on the generators in the towers that they spend millions and millions of pesos building, and we have them all over the place now, they don't put the electric on at the tower level. So you could put the power on in your house, you could turn the modem on, but you won't get internet. So this week I lost the internet 2 week Friday, Saturday. Then Sunday I lost the internet maybe 6 or 7 times last week. This week I'm going to tell you how many blackouts we had. Many. I don't know. We had 20 mini blackouts from anywhere from this morning we had 2-minute blackouts, a dozen of them since 5 o'clock this morning. A dozen mini blackouts, 2 or 3 minutes. So I would be loading a video and it will say you have no internet, and then you wait and it goes back on the video. You reload the video. There is no... So I get a phone call. I'm loading videos from a big party from last year. Are you Michael Fazio? Press 1. Yes, I press 1. Mr. Fazio, you may have forgotten to pay your bill. That's not going to happen. So you should get in touch with the Globe representative. So I did. Globe, by the way, in case you have to call up Globe, the number is 0277. So 0277 301 000, I think it is. 0277 301 0000, if I remember correctly. So I call up the number, and then they say, "Good afternoon, Mr. Fazio," and they know who you are when you call them up. And I get a fella, and he like that. It's, dude, talk slow. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. You have to talk loud and talk slow. So then he talked loud and talked fast. And I'm saying, let me ask you a question. Yes, sir. How many times do you hear talk slow when you answer the phone? A lot? Every day you hear that? Yes, sir. Well, why can't you remember to talk slow? How can I help you, sir? They avoid any criticism at all. They're trained operators. They're supposed to talk slow and loud. Hey, Carl, how you doing? When are you coming back to the Philippines, buddy? That's my friend Carl. He's a woodsman. He operates a tree chipper and he fells big trees. And him and I went swimming in Alona Beach 2 years ago, 2.5. That's almost 3 years ago from now. So I said to the fella, all right, look, talk slow. So what's the problem? So I tell him, what is your account number? 904 blah, 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 blah. And he says, and what is your name? What name does it say on the screen? Michael Fawcett. That's my name. Can you spell it? Yes. Would you spell it for me? You want me to spell my name? You have it on your screen. I'm calling up to pay a bill, and you're questioning whether or not I'm the person. 5. What does 5 mean? Rappy tupu. Rappy tupu. You put comments up on the page the other day and then removed them. Please don't do that. You're going to put up a comment, leave it on the page. I didn't remove your comment. So, Rappy Tutu I'm talking to. So, I think you're onto something. Preventive maintenance, confidential. No, it's not confidential. Have free bird. Yeah, the anger of your cats should be kept confidential. Hey, Scott, Freebird has the most nastiest cat. What the way they hiss and howl at him, and he's the one that feeds them. I don't know about that. That damn that tree house that he has in the house, that would be outside. Outside in the snow, actually. That's where that would be. All others press 5. Ah, okay, Rappy Tutu. Now I understand. 5. Okay, Rappy Tutu. Hey, Scott, thanks for stopping by. Scott, I didn't bother you. I know that you're a football person, a footballer. I hope you... Now, let me just... This is a side note. If everybody out there, if you all combined all your money that you've owned, made, earned, and have in the bank with your 401ks right now, if all of you people, if you put it all in a pile in front of my house, yeah, even if you had to put it into dumpsters, 40-foot dumpsters, in $100 bills, if you offered me all that money, I could not tell you now, this moment, who was in the Super Bowl. I would not even be able to tell you one name. One name that I could tell you that wasn't in the Super Bowl, because I heard Popeye say it, was the New England Patriots. They're not in the Super Bowl. But who was in the Super Bowl? $1 million, $5 million, or $10 million. I wouldn't know the name of the team. I don't care either. I don't care. I don't watch the Super Bowl. I watched one Super Bowl in 1990, and I can tell you a story about that day. Woof. So I get this fella to talk slow and to look up my record. He goes, yes, sir. You owe 1,200 pesos. I'm going, look, dude, that's not possible. How come it's not possible? I see it on the screen. I said, it's not possible because I paid for 2 months and then I gave them an additional 3,000 pesos. You don't see that? No, sir. Do you have a receipt? So I had the receipt. And I gave him the receipt number. And it took him, I don't know, it was not a long time, probably about 8 or 10 minutes. He said, you're going to have to hold on. Well, their system glitched. The telecommunications system that I paid the bill in recorded the payment, and there was a 1,200 peso overpay. In other words, whatever, he said it's overpaid. I'm going, I know, I gave them an additional 3,000 pesos. Yes, sir, that's the problem. You should only pay your bill. Okay, thanks very much. Are we done? Yes, sir. So I hung up. He hung up. I hung up. We hung up. But, so being that I paid my bill in advance, I had to spend 12 minutes on the phone. Because the computer, instead of registering that my 2 months were paid plus 2 months more plus no, it didn't register. He had to straighten that. He did that for me, and he did it in a professional manner. But why would? So So I paid it. I screwed up. I paid too much. Now, typically, I'll go in there and pay for 6 months in advance. But, and I will do that. If I have that money laying around in my pocket, I'll go 3, 4, 5 months. I don't care. I got to pay it. But once before, when we didn't have electric for 8 days, I said I want to get a refund. Yes, sir. You'll have to apply for a refund. What do you mean apply for a refund? I'm here at the office in ICM Mall. You're the people that, you're the managerial. Yes, sir. We will have to apply for a refund for you. I said, okay, apply. Okay, so they do that. And she goes, sir, in 90 days from the day I'm in the office, in 90 days you will see the refund come back on your bill. So I took a paper and I made a note for 90 days, check to make sure I get a refund. So I did, and I didn't get the refund. This is how bad their system is. This is the telecommunications system. So I went there and I said to them, I never got the refund. Yes, sir, we'll straighten that out right now. Yes, sir, you will see that on next month's bill. You will get a credit for 8 days. Okay? The next month came along and I didn't get a credit. So I went back there. And they said, sir, you should have applied for this credit 4 months ago. I said, you're the person the same people, you're the person I applied for the credit. Yes, sir, but it should have been given to you 4 months ago. They got the wording mixed up because English is a second language to them. Well, am I going to get the credit? Yes, sir. You'll get the credit this month. But I never got the credit. So it's only 8 days. So 8 days out of 1,700 would be 20% of 1,700, couple hundred pesos, 170, 340 pesos. I should have got it 340, but I didn't. But I never got it. I never got it. And I spent 2 hours trying to get it. So this is what? I did what you wanted me to do. And that's nothing compared to the problems that I've had with my communication. Let's go back to the comments. So Scott says, if you're Michael Thomas Fazio, press 1. If you don't understand Michael's frustration, press 2. If you're filing a case, press 3. If you're building a hotel, press 4. All of this, press 5. And that's where Rappy Tupo came in, Tutu came in, and number 5. Okay, September. That's a long time away, buddy. But I'll wait. 69, says Freebird. Me either. I confused the hell out of them. I did. Flying circus. No. I was penalized with a phone call and a threat to shut my internet off. And they didn't give me a time. But they just said that apparently, Mr. Fazio, it seems that you have forgot to pay a bill. It's going to have to be paid this week or we're going to turn off your internet. I'm going, well, but I paid the bill. But this is not the first time this has happened. It happens all the time. I mean, it happened 2 or 3 times. They want you to give up. Right. They want to say enough stupid stuff for you to give up. Which is, when I asked them, how do you justify doubling the electric and then not using the generator for the power to power Pang Lao? There's no answer for that. None at all. When I asked them, we paid for all the new towers and each new tower has its own generator in it. How come you're not turning the generators on? They don't have an answer for that either. The infrastructure here, since it boggles the mind. It just, I could go through this with you. I could do one example after the other. Every day in your life, there's a problem. Every day. I bought parts for a motor that I was doing a job on back in last October. It was October because Daisy was with me. And I said to the woman, these parts, they'll work. They were springs. They should work. I'm waiting for my water bucket to fill up. They'll work. So I brought them to the machine shop to put them in the motor because I don't have those tools. So the fella says, these won't work. And I said, the woman said they'll work. No, they won't work. Bring them back. You'll have to go to Cebu. Which I did. I had to go to Cebu. So I bring them back to the woman, Gleiss, at Gleiss. I used to buy her candy every time I went to that machine. Every time I went to that automotive store, she would ask me for chocolate cookies or chocolate bars or M&Ms or Mike and Ike's. I used to bring her. So that day I bought about $210,000 worth of parts. $200 worth of parts, 10,000 pesos. So I put the parts that did not work on the counter. She goes, what are these? This is the next day at 10 o'clock in the morning. I go, well, these parts won't fit in the motor. What do you want to do? Well, I would like to have my money back. No, sir. I said, but you told me if they don't fit to bring them back. Yes, sir. Well, I'm bringing them back. Okay. What would you like to do? So I'd like my money back. No, sir. We can give you credit. Who owns the store? Chinese woman. Who owns the other automotive store in Bohol? Chinese woman. 2 Chinese women run both automotive stores. They're probably sisters because every price is identical from one store to the other. Pay $186 for a battery in that store. It's $186.30 pesos in the other store. Same thing with the supermarkets. So I said to the Chinese lady, I says, I'd like to have my money back. Yes, sir. We can give you credit. I said, well, Gleiss said if these parts didn't work to bring them back and she'd give me back my money. Yes, sir, we're giving you credit. So I had to take credit. I bought a couple of 5-gallon buckets of oil, and I bought a couple of tubes of gasket sealer, and I bought some oil, diesel conditioner. It's not like doing business in America at all. And she knew that the parts were different when she sold them to me. So it's not that they didn't know, and I didn't realize it. I said, these are different size springs. Yes, sir, they'll work, but they would not work. Different springs don't work, and they have to have the same tension, the tensiometer, the spring tensiometer. It all has to be the same. So doing business here is damn near impossible. So going back to what I tried to order, that tricycle with the dump truck, okay, so I sent them back a message from last week. I told you that I wanted to order the tricycle with the dump on the back. And the woman said, she gave me, I said, ma'am, you never told me how much it would be. She sent me back a message. It will be somewhere between $1,377 and $1,877. It wasn't that number, but close. And I said, well, then I had to go back, which one is it? It depends, sir. Depends on the supply that day. So, they want you to pay that up front plus $100 in shipping. So I said, okay, how much is it going to be for the import fees? You have to get a broker. So the import fees, she doesn't know, but I'll tell you that they're 75 to 100% of whatever the machine costs is your import fee. $200 or $300 for the broker to put his name on the paper, and that's all they do. They only do the paperwork in their office, process the paperwork in their office, put their name on it. They never go anywhere. They never leave the office. That's $300 for them to fill out the paperwork. It takes about 20 minutes. That's $300 for the broker. $300 for the broker. Let's just say $2,000 for the machine. That's $2,300 on top of the $2,000 for the machine. So that's $2,300. That only brings it to Manila. To get it from Manila to Bohol is $300. That's $2,600. To get it from Bohol to my house is $200. That's $2,800. But to get it from the boat that brings it from China to Manila, and then to get it from the boat to the clearance house, that fee is $300 to pick the box up and bring it to the clearance house. That's $3,100. The clearance house charges you $300 to clear it. That's $3,600. And now you have to bring it from the clearance house back to the ship to go to Bohol. That's $3,900 in extra fees on top of the $2,000 cost for the machine. That's what I discovered. So I sent her back a message that I don't want to buy the machine, but she should know those numbers. So we're not a clearance house, we're not a broker. Yeah, okay, but you could tell me, because her scam, and it was a scam, was to get me to send her whatever the machine was, $1,877, $1,900 plus $1,900 plus the $100 for her to get it from her office to the boat. So $2,000. That was her. So once you send it, the $2,000, they're going to put it on the ship. The problem with that is you're going to owe an additional $4,000 in service fees. And if you don't pick it up because it's too much money or you don't have the money, they can take your passport away for theft of services. And they keep the machine. So if you order an import, something imported for $2,000, figure $3,000 to $4,000 for your import fees, your customs brokerage house to get it from the ship to the customs broker's house back to the ship. It's only 1,000 feet away. $300 for the broker. From Manila to here, it's $300. From Bohol to my house, it's $200. It's $3,900 extra costs for a $2,000 machine. And there's no date on delivery. So I said to her, what would be the date of delivery? So that would depend on when you give us a deposit. So what does that mean? If I gave them the deposit tomorrow, does that mean they're going to have it in 30 days? No. It just depends on when you give them the deposit with no date. No, it's not like 30-day guaranteed date or 45 days. None of that. You don't even know who you're talking to. So far, all you're doing is talking to an email address. You could send an email address. Now, I don't think it's a scam in and of itself because it's through Alibaba. So Alibaba's not going to let them do that. They're going to take the money, and Alibaba, the money goes to Alibaba, then they get the money. But what if the thing is broke? Then you got to ship it back to them. That's another $2,000 for you to ship it back if it doesn't work. It's hard to do business here. And there's no broker in Bohol. None. Zero. Nobody handles that. And there's no other place in this flat earth, on this flat earth, No other place in America. Well, the import fees and customs fees from America would be the same percentages, but the machine, if it was made in America, would probably cost $6 or $7 or $8,000, not two. So then you'd pay $6 or $7 or $8,000 for an import fee. You got to buy it from China. China has this whole of Asia locked up for heavy equipment. Anything equipment, any kind of equipment, China has it locked up. There's no place to buy. You can buy from Pakistan, but they don't make that machine. You can buy from India, but they don't make that machine. You can buy from Germany, but they don't make that machine. You can buy from other countries, but then your import fees are even more than from China. It's an amazing thing to live here and to try to do business here. It's amazing. Okay, so let's see. Mike Dowdy, it took me 45 minutes to explain a 5-tire rotation, and they still got it wrong. You got to mark the tires. You got to put 1 through 5 on the car. Freebird, that's a good question. Yeah, I could build it. But I don't want to. Because I still have to buy the tricycle from China. If you Google, I don't know where you are. I know you're not here in the Philippines, but if you were in the Philippines and you Googled tricycles for sale, used, come up with nothing at all. I'll do it. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you. There's no tricycles. 3. Oh boy, I got this. 3-wheel tricycle. Tricycle for sale, Philippines. Okay, so I'll show it to you, but you won't find one. I've done it before. Okay, so you could see 3-wheel tricycle for sale, Philippines, and enter. And you're going to come up with Zippo. You're going to come up with China 3-wheel tricycle manufacturer. China products. Made in China. Affordable trike, easy tricycle from Alibaba. And Alibaba is China. Wheels, adult bike. So that's all you're going to come up with. Now, if you want 3-wheel tricycle dump. Okay, let's just try the dump. I forgot how. No, nothing. So, oh, wait, here we are right here. Here it is right here. So this is the tricycles for sale in the Philippines, but made in China. And then this supplier, well, this is a little bit of a different version of it. Yeah, well, anyway, they're all made in China, Freebird. I've done this before. You'll have to take my word for it. When have I ever lied to you? Never. Somebody called me a liar on a video somebody made about me this morning, and a guy said, "Fazio, the biggest liar on YouTube." I don't respond to that kind of stuff, because if I was to say I'll wager you $1,000, you can't prove that I lied about something, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It makes no difference unless you're listening to a complete idiot, moron, mental midget. You can't prove that I'm a liar. There's no way to prove it, because I don't lie about anything. And I've put out 100 challenges in the last several years. Show me where I lied. Let's wager some serious money that you can prove that I'm a liar. Let's just do this thing. You're going to lose. I'm going to win. I have nothing to lose when I say I'm going to wager you that I'm telling. The guy said, "You're the biggest liar on YouTube." Okay. You want to prove that? Then there was no response. Because he can't, but they like saying it. So when I tell you there is no other place to buy this machine, there's no other place to buy the machine. Nice machine. And it's worth $2,500. I put that right on the card right now and have it delivered in 30 days. Here's the video. It's a beautiful machine. Let's watch the video. You don't need to hear all of that nonsense. So it's going to come out. Let's see where we are here. When do we get to see the machine there, Mr. Indian fella? Okay. We don't get to see the machine. That's his advertisement. That's his advertisement. See how stupid these things are? So we didn't get to see the machine. He talks about the machine. Now let's go over here. Hot sale, electric. Now they have electric ones. Ooh, electric. Oh yeah. More. Let's go over here. I'll read the comments in a minute. Let's see. 2-ton hydraulic cargo. This is a single wheel. I wanted double wheels. And let's see if this video has anything to do with reality. So. Okay. So let's see if they post. You would think they would show you the video, yeah? Of the machine dumping? No, they don't do that. Okay. Well, let's see. Are there any more? No. So they have. They have a diesel. Whoa. The diesel ones go up to around $3,500. But a much better item. It's 4,000 pounds, not 2,000 pounds. Anyway, I'll go back to the comments. So, see how hard it is? So now they have two places that sell tricycles. They have 2 videos that sell their tricycles. And they have 2 guys talking about the tricycles, but no video of the tricycles. Now, I've seen video of the tricycles, so I know what they look like. Let me get back to the comments here. If I can. That's not it. Philippines Telecommunications. It's a dump. It's a tricycle that has not 1 but 2 hydraulic pistons on the back, and the one I ordered had 5 wheels, 4 in the back and 1 in the front, and it would hold 4,000 pounds. 4,000 pounds workload. The workload of the machine was 4,000 pounds, but you could put more in it. Brevis, you're a liar, okay? Octon Cave, when I went there in the afternoon, was closed. So that's the end of you on my channel. You were not there. I was there. And they only allow a certain amount of people in the cave. And that was the day that the cyclone or the typhoon was in Bantayan Island. So number one, you're a liar. You were not there. Number two, you're a liar because you did not go there and pay 225 pesos because you don't have a video of it. Number three, I did stop by and the cave was closed. For multiple different reasons, the cave gets closed. The cave gets closed. Only a certain amount of people are allowed in Octon Cave either per day or per week. Maybe they had reached their maximum. Maybe the cave was closed due to the storm that was on September 24th. There was a major storm in Bantayan Island. So you want to go around and start stuff on everybody's page. I allow you to come on my page, and then you lie about whether or not I lied, about whether or not Octon Cave was open, and you can't prove a word of what you say, which makes you the complete fraud that you are. Now, goodbye, Brevis. Please don't comment on the page again. I will have to block you. You are a worthless troll. And that's why you came here, to troll me. So Octon Cave was closed during the hurricane, or whatever it was, that storm from September 24th. There was a huge storm. They weren't allowing any more people in it. If they were open in the morning, I missed the opportunity to get in. You were never there, and you're a total fraud. YouTube fraud. So you came here to get a little FaceTime on my channel, and now I'm going to dismiss you. Don't come back. Thanks, Freebird. So, okay, you know what, Brevis? You're not going to stop. I'm going to put the storm up. I'm going to Google the storm for September 24th, and then I'm going to block you from my channel just to show you who's lying. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. This way I will have an excuse to block another worthless troll. And everybody knows you're a worthless troll. All right, Philippines. We'll do this by the numbers. We're going to do this by the numbers. Philippines. Let's get that up there. Philippines. And then, let's see, Philippines, P-H-I-L-I. Philippines Storm, S-T-O-R-M, September. (23rd). I think I went there on the 24th. 2022. Brevis, you are blocked for life. There is no way you will ever come back on my channel again. Okay? You are blocked for life. You will never have a reprieve. Okay, so Philippine storm, September 24th. What typhoon hit the Philippines? Let's see. What was the name of that storm? I have the name of the storm up on another channel. You know what? I'm going to turn this around and I will give you. Okay, we're going to block Brevis and then we're going to say goodbye, Brevis. You're never coming back on my channel, ever. Nothing you can say, no amount of apologies. And then I'm going to put the link up in a few minutes. I'm going to go to my videos because I have videos with the name of the storm. Bye, Brevis. Okay, now let's see what we got there. First thing we have to do is we're going to block Brevis forever. Okay, he is now hide user on this channel. There you go. Now I'm going to open up my videos. Let's go to my videos, which I can do. See, I offer the fact to try to prove me to be a liar, and then he comes on and lies about that. See, this is the problem with the people on YouTube. So my videos, and then we will look up typhoon. We're going to look up the word typhoon. I'm not going to let you see what the videos that I'm loading. Typhoon. Typhoon. Super Typhoon Naru. Super Typhoon Naru. So this makes the Brevis, the biggest liar on YouTube. The Brevis. We'll call him the Brevis. So here is my video. Okay, so we're going to read. Santa Fe car and ferry bus to Cebu sailing through the edge of Typhoon Naru in 5 to 7 foot seas, and that was September 25th. And here we go. On 25 September, Tropical Storm Naru, locally named Carding, undergone explosive intensification. Underwent, it should say. Philippines have different words. Intensification and became super typhoon strength while it continues to move westward on the eastern seaboard of the Philippines. The sustained winds at 195 kilometers per hour. So let's just, I'll just give you So there's my proof that I didn't lie, and there's proof that Brevis is a troll, and nothing more and nothing less than a worthless troll. So I'll post that on my page. And then you guys, I'm going to give you the link for the typhoon as well. Because that was a really big storm. We were coming back from Bantayan Island, Daisy May and I, and we were coming back from Bantayan Island, and the seas were 6 to 8 feet, and that was they were borderline on shutting down the ferry. That's how bad the storm was. The typhoon was. So the name of the storm, no, I was on the island of Bantayan Island. Okay, let's... Okay, so it was Super Typhoon Nauru. Okay, so let's, I'll give you the link for that, and then you'll be able to see the dates for that storm. Why do you bother, Brevis? Why do you bother? So you can have your name on people's channels because you can't come up with any real content? I would imagine that is the answer. So I kind of answered my own question, but just to make you the liar and the fraud that you are, I'm going to post the link for Nauru, and of course I will post the link for the video that I and Daisy May made that day, coming back on September 26th, I think it was. Yeah, because it was the day after my birthday. Okay, Super Typhoon Nauru. All right, let's look that up. Okay. Okay, September 21st to October 1st. It lasted 10 days. That's how big the storm was. Okay, so here is the name of the storm. Typhoon Nauru, and here is the link for the storm. Making Brevis a total fraud and a liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. There we go. So that storm lasted That storm lasted 10 days. That was a big storm. That was when the telecommunications on that entire island went out as well. Okay. There you go. Now, anybody else have anything they want to challenge my word on? We're welcome to put it up there. So let's see what else we got here. I got to tell you, there are some stupid people on YouTube. Now, I mean, to challenge whether or not there was a storm and whether or not Octon Cave was open, it says it right on their website. They only allow a certain amount of people in the cave, and then there's a cutoff because of pollution. I don't know why they cut it off. They only allow a certain amount of people in the cave on any given day or any given month, or I don't know how that works, but when I went there, it was closed. Now, it could have been closed because of the storm. It could have been closed because they had their quota of people. I mean, any kind of natural preserve may or may not have a quota. How many people are allowed to fish? How many fish are you allowed to catch? How many people are allowed inside the cave? I don't know. not only that, Brevis, this is for you. I've been in, I don't know how many caves I've been in. Underwater caves, 2 cave systems, the Devil's Ear and the Devil's Eye in South Central Florida, diving in beautiful to dive a cave, freshwater. It's a freshwater aquifer. I've been in the Devil's Ear and the Devil's Eye. And above ground caves, I've been in Carlsbad Caverns, and I've been in several caves in Arizona, where I lived in Sedona, Arizona. There was a lot of cave systems around there. I find caves rather boring, actually. It's just a big opening. It's inside a rock formation. So when they said it was closed, that's good. That's good. I don't have to go there. I don't really care. It would have been nice for Daisy to see it, but didn't happen. So, anybody else have any more challenges that they want to challenge? Oh, he said it hit Bohol, not Bentalion Island. Well, I have videos of 6 to 8 foot seas coming from Bentalion Island. I'll post the video. You guys can watch the video. Hold on. I have videos of, let's see, where are we? Let's go here. Let's go to my videos. Yeah, that was my videos. And then Typhoon. Let's see. What was the name of that boat? Typhoon. I think Typhoon didn't show up on my search. Let's see. What would it be? Storm. STORM might show up. All right, let's take a look at that. No, Nauru. It should show up under Nauru. And you are you. That should show up. Nauru, nothing. I know I have it listed somewhere. Let's see. Cargo? No, it wouldn't be cargo. I don't even know how I got to it a few minutes ago. Typhoon. Let's try Typhoon. Typhoon. Okay, Santa Fe car and bus. You know what? I probably have a bunch of videos that I never posted, never titled. Okay, I could post this. I could give you this. Now that is a link for the storm, and then this is the yeah, here it is. Santa Fe car and bus to Cebu, sailing through the edge of Typhoon Nauru. Oh, it's N-O-R-U. That's why it didn't show up. N-O-R-U. Up, boom. Well, how did that happen? We don't want all of that. Hold on. Okay. To me, it's raining like crazy outside, so I got nothing else to do. So proving people wrong, that's something that is always fun. Now the guy came on, got embarrassed, and left. well, he was escorted off the channel. So, so he just came on to get his. See what he did. Let me tell you what he did. He came on. He came on to get his face on, because with all of his content, which is pretty much absolutely worthless, in my opinion. Now, with all of his content, he's trying to build up his channel, which is what people do. They come on other people's channel and they make comments, and then you say, well, who is this person? Why is he commenting? And then you might go to his channel and take a look. But with that particular fella, his channel has no content. I mean, nothing that I would watch. I don't watch the kind of content that he's involved with. He's a troll. He knows he's a troll. Everybody knows he's a troll. But I don't watch that. I'll tell you who's a troll, whose channel is pretty darn interesting. Richie Buong. Rich Buong too. He's a good troll. He makes real content. Brevis could never compare to Rich Buong too. Could never compare to Rich. Rich will dissect the video and take out parts of a video from 2 years ago, and then take a piece of a movie clip and put it in there, and the editing with the sound and fading stuff in and fading. He's a real editor and a real channel. I don't watch his stuff. I watched the first video I watched of Rich Buong 2 in 6 or 7 months was this morning, and I loved it. It was a great video. It was about me trolling. He calls it trolling somebody else on YouTube. But it was well done, well put together, well edited, with adding pieces of Inspector Clouseau, the Pink Panther, in the video. I laughed my butt off. I thought that was funny as all get out. But that's the first time I've watched that channel in 6 months. Now, he has many videos with me in them. I don't watch that kind of video. It's not like he doesn't make good videos, because go to his channel. I left comments. This is a great video. Thanks a lot. Thumbs up. I don't care that he makes the videos about me. In fact, it's okay that he does that, as long as he doesn't get too derogatory, and he knows I've already said that to him, and he doesn't, so it's okay. But Brevis, on the other hand, is a different kind of a blogger. He has no talent at all when it comes to editing. He has no ability for a culmination of ideas to put them together in a sequence that makes sense. He doesn't have the ability to speak well and in terms that somebody would be interested in listening to him. And he has no real content. I saw him post a video the other day called The Perfect Pint of Beer. I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. Why would I want to watch that? I wouldn't watch it. I don't watch videos with people that are drinking alcohol. I don't watch videos of people in bars or discotheques. It's not something I watch. That's his thing. But it's not something I would want. So he has to come and put his face up there, call me a liar. And now he got the information about there really being a storm. Now, who's telling the truth? Of course, I'm telling the truth. Did I go to Octon Cape? Of course I did. It was only, I don't know, it was about 2 minutes away from my hotel. It was one of only 2 or 3 things that you could do on the island. I wanted to do that for Daisy's sake, but it was closed. So he comes on and says I'm a liar. And he was there that day. That's even a bigger lie. He wasn't there that day. He just wants to get a rise. He wants to get people to say, who is this guy, Brevis? Let me go look at his channel. you're welcome to go to his channel. His channel has less worth than, I don't know. I have no idea how you would rate his channel. On 1 to 100, of the people on YouTube that are in the Philippine genre, on 1 to 100, I'd rate it at, if I said 0, and from my point of view, it would be 0. If I was to say on his ability to create a blog that's interesting, it would be 0 also, because he talks about beer and he goes into bars. I don't go into bars. I've never been in a bar in the Philippines. I don't drink beer, and I don't drink alcohol. I did Christmas with Scott Del Fuego. Him and I had a few drinks over the internet on Skype, but before that was 7 or 8 months before that. But I don't, not since then, nothing, but I don't drink alcohol, so the inside of a bar or discotheque or club or nightclub or all that band stuff with the loud music, I don't like that. To me, it's something I did when I was younger, and I don't do it anymore, and I have no interest in it. He's interested in that. So on his content, 0. On his ability to make his content worthwhile, 0. On his ability to speak and formulate ideas and sentences and paragraphs and concepts, 0. But if you have an IQ of somewhere around 42, you might enjoy his videos, because that's what it would take to enjoy a video of a man walking into a bar with music so loud you can't hear what he says. You know he's talking. You can't hear the words. In a bar. What's the point? And that's what he likes to do. That's okay, but it's not something I would watch. So on a scale of 1 to 100, 0 on content, 0 on watchability, because the music in his videos was so loud, 0 on alcohol consumption, 0, and 0 now because he comes on and trolls me on my channel, and then when he gets caught in the lie, he doesn't apologize. So now he'll have to come on the channel under a different name and troll me under a different name. But he will never, ever, ever come back on my channel again under that name. So what did he prove? He got his name on my channel for a few minutes. He was proven to be a liar and a fraud. And then when I backed it up, he didn't apologize, so he's not much on apologies. And then why would somebody say, oh, that's the kind of guy I want to subscribe to? Go subscribe to him. See if I care. I don't care. You're going to watch one of his worthless 45-second videos, and then you're going to say, this guy, unsubscribe. The man has no talent at all when it comes to uploading videos on YouTube. So why bother? So let's see what we got here in the chat. No, we have another troll here. I told you, they were on the borderline of canceling the ferry. They didn't know whether it was going out that day or not. The waves were 6 to 8 feet. Did you not see the video I posted? Go look at the video I posted. The waves, we got there at 5:30 in the morning, and they didn't make a decision to leave until 6:30 in the morning. And they weren't plus or minus to leave the dock in Cebu. They weren't sure. We paid and we got there and we checked out of the hotel, but there was No guarantee that the ferry was going to leave. And when we got to the Cebu end of the trip, that video that I have, that I just gave you the link for, you might see 4 to 6 foot seas in that, but the seas went up to 6 to 8 foot when it got closer to Cebu. I don't remember every detail of every video. That may not show you 6 to 8 foot seas, but the ship was rocking. Now, after I left, I don't know if they shut the ferry down or not, but the storm got worse. Now, maybe they crossed and maybe they didn't cross anymore. I don't know. I got there at 5:30 in the morning and they let us go. So if you ask me another stupid question, though, I'll show you what I can do with the block thing. I can block you very easily. So you are just trolling. Whether you heard every word I said, because then you asked one intelligent question and one troll question. So now we're even. So the next one is going to depend on whether or not you get to stay on my channel. I don't really appreciate trolls on my channel. Either positive input or just watch the video. But trolling me, I allowed Brevis to troll me because he needed to do that. And I needed an excuse to block him. I don't block people for no reason whatsoever, but when you come on my channel and call me a liar, and then I prove you wrong, and then you don't apologize, that's reason enough for me to block you. Okay, let's see what else we got. Yes, the cave was closed. When I got there, September 24th, let's see, I got to the Cuckoo Bar and Grill on my birthday. I got there at about noon. I had a hamburger, a ham and cheeseburger with French fries for my birthday lunch. And then the owner of the Cuckoo Bar and Grill put on the song Happy Birthday, and the waiters came over and sang Happy Birthday with Daisy. And Daisy ordered I forget the name of that, a hollow at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill. It was the best hollow that I ever had. It was the best flavors of ice cream and the hollow beads. I had hollow maybe 4 times in 8 years, and that was the 4th time, and 3 times I didn't like it. I ate it, but I didn't like it. The hollow at the Cuckoo Bar and Grill was the best hollow that I ever had. So that's what we had for lunch. And then because there was no internet on the island at all, except in the city of Santa Fe, Daisy and I sat there and we loaded videos of what we did do on the island until I guess it was close to 7 o'clock at night. At 4 o'clock we had a snack, and then at 5:30, 6 o'clock I had another hamburger, ham and cheeseburger with French fries. They make the best hamburger in the world. So but that was September 25th. But that was not the day I went to the Octon Cave. I think I went there on the 24th. And it was rip-roaring, pouring rain. We had some serious rain. I'm still waiting for that bucket of water to fill up. It's dripping out of the faucet. So that day, yeah, it was closed when we got there, sometime around 11:30 in the morning. And I don't know, like I said, I don't care about caves. I've been in more caves. I've been in enough caves to satiate my cave, what's called spelunkering. I have spelunkered, I don't know, maybe 4 caves in Arizona. And then I did cave diving in Florida, South Central Florida. The Devil's Ear, the Devil's Eye. I'm done caving. I don't care. It's a very boring thing going into a cave. Oh, I was in the cave in Palawan. Beautiful, big cave. Oh, God, it's the world's biggest underground water river, and then at the top where the water comes into to go out to the ocean, it's the world's biggest cave opening. It's like 180 feet across or more and 150 feet high, and it's beautiful, and it takes an hour after you get to the mouth of the cave to get into the cave to look down into a hole that goes all the way down to the river 900 feet below. I did it once. I made several videos, and I'll never do it again. It's something that doesn't interest me. I did it already. And some people go there every time they go to the Coron. They go every time they go into the cave. Like it changed from last time. Cave. It's a hole in a rock. Uh-oh. 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 I think I lost my live stream. Mike Dowdy. We talked about it. Well, hold on a second. Okay. We talked about it one time. I was telling you about getting caught on the ferry coming back from Manila, and it couldn't dock for 20 hours. Oh, well, that would happen also. Yeah, I've never had that problem here. But I did have to spend 4 days in Dumaguete for a much smaller storm, with actually the storm had passed in Bohol, Visayas, Dumaguete area, but the storm was someplace else in the Philippines. They shut down all ferries, Philippines wide. That was right after a big accident they had. Mike Dowdy with the commentary. I'd hate to think that Burma was my only friend. I'm waiting now 2.5 hours for that pot in the sink to fill up with water. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. I'm going to go over there and check it. Now I'll dump it out into another pot that I have. I'm saving water. Okay, we have 1 pot of water in 2.5 hours. 1 pot, 1 2-gallon pot of water, 2.5 hours. You want to know what it's like living in the Philippines? So I have now, but now I have it set up in the back for an unlimited supply of water. But it's raining out, and I need water to clean my dishes from lunch. So it started out just a drip, 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 drip. And now it's drip, 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 like that. You have no idea what it's like living here. Especially that I lived in New York in an upper middle class neighborhood. We didn't have blackouts since 1960. To when I moved in '93 to Florida. I think there was a blackout in 1978 or 77, the whole Northeast. There was a blackout. There was a blizzard of 78. We had a blackout then. And then, I don't know, why don't you ask Daisy? And I told you one more stupid question, and you're going to get canned. So, I don't know if Daisy's pregnant, okay? Why don't you ask her? First of all, why would you care? Second of all, why would you care? And third of all, who are you? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. If I go to your channel and you have content on your channel, I'm not going to block you. But if you have no content, no subscribers, no videos, no about page, no shorts, I'm going to block you. I don't need you on my channel. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt right now. Let's go to the channel. Go to your channel, Salazar Gonzalez. So if you have content on your page, if you're a content creator, I'm going to allow you to stay on my channel. If you don't have content on my page, then I will just treat you as a worthless troll. And there we are. Homepage. This channel doesn't have any content. Playlists. Up. You don't have me on your playlists. Channels. Up. No channels. About. Joined last year. Oop. You need to be blocked. So here's how we do it. This is how we do it. Block user. Submit. Hey. I don't allow trolls on my channel. Had you asked an intelligent question? First of all, what business is it of yours if Daisy's pregnant? Number one. And number two, I told you don't troll me, and you did it anyway. So you don't listen. So you're going to be constantly doing that to me on my channel? I don't think so. You people just don't seem to understand the way I think. I don't care if you watch my videos. I never cared if you watch my videos. I'm never going to care if you watch my videos. Do you not understand? I don't care if you watch my videos. It makes no difference to me. If I have to put up with somebody trolling me, I just as soon block you. I'm not like the other people. I don't need your acknowledgement of my channel. My channel is what it is. But I don't need people to come and acknowledge Michael Fazio. He's making videos. I make videos because I want to. I make videos that you will never, ever, ever see. Hundreds of them. I send them out privately to my friends. I have maybe 24 people that I consider friends on YouTube, and I have hundreds of videos that I send these people. If Flying Circus is here, he'll confirm it. If DNC is here, they'll both confirm they got videos this morning, too. I don't care if Salazar Gonzalez watches my videos. I don't care for his view. His view. What? His view amounts to what? Salazar Gonzalez. For every 1,000 clicks, Bangkok. Okay, I'll have to see. I can't see the rest of that comment. For every 1,000 clicks, I think we get, $1. I'm not real sure. 10,000 clicks, $10. So if Salazar gives me a view, I get a tenth of a penny. How's that going to change my life? Okay. TH, greetings from Bangkok. Gil, thank you for stopping by. TH, greetings from Bangkok. I am new here. Thank you for, well, I don't know how to introduce myself, but I'll do that. I'll do it, just for the heck of it. So I do videos about the Philippines, about construction that I've done in New York City, about construction that I've done in Florida. I had a marine construction company. I have on the internet somewhere public about 12,000 videos. But I used to do a lot of political comedy, but YouTube has censored my channel because of my political beliefs and my political comedy. I did not like Mr. Obama at all. Oh, God. The things I did to Mr. Obama. So they have put me in what they call a shadow band. So you won't see all my videos. But if I Google Obama on I have another channel with 20,000 subscribers. If I Google Obama, 2,000 videos are going to come up with the name Obama in the video. They're all private, never to be seen again. If I Google the Pope, there probably have 300 to 500 videos about the Vatican and the Pope, never to be seen again on private, because TJ, what's his name? TH. I did some of the best political satire, comedy, and what is now considered hate speech in the world on YouTube years ago, starting in 2010. Whereas YouTube was not fair about this at all. YouTube, when I started, I was getting 1.2 million views each month. I was getting 14,000 views on just one video, an hour. 14,000 views. Yeah, I think it was 14,000 views an hour. But it was 1.2 million views a month. And I only had about 500 videos. But then, their rules were different. If you had a song playing in the background of the music, like I got a strike in 2012, a boat, I used to live on a canal on the water in Key Largo. A boat went by and music was playing on the boat. And I had the video listed as public and advertiser friendly. I got a strike for that. It wasn't my music, it wasn't from my house, it wasn't even from my property. It was a boat that went by. So since then they've changed the rules on that. They know if it's background music or... But so I had 1.2 million views a month, but all due to my political comedy about Mr. Obama and the Vatican, and also the dollar bill. I did a lot of videos of pictographs on the dollar bill. So when I said something about Mr. Obama that was legal, that I made a ton of money on when YouTube owned YouTube. But when Google took over YouTube, I got 2 strikes right away. One because of Mr. Obama and one because of the music playing in the background. And then I got another strike for some stupid thing I did with a spine of a dead fish. I had It was a fish spine. And I must have said something in the video that Google didn't like. I know I said something in the video. They don't clarify. So I lost my channel. So then I stopped doing that. But then I was much more conservative about what I would say about Mr. Obama, what I would do to him. I used to make Mr. Obama like Mr. Bill on Saturday Night Live. I used to do things like that. But those videos, oh, and on my first channel, I would make $3,850 every month, month in and month out. On my second channel, with about 1,500 videos, I would earn about somewhere between $300 and $600 a month. But then Google changed their rules, and I got 2 more strikes. Because what was allowed the day before they changed their rules, the algorithm picked up the next day and gave me a strike. So now I have to do non-political, non-biased videos. So my channel is pretty bland. So I don't get a lot of views because I can't do my political comedy or my political satire. So that fellow Juarez Gonzalez or whatever his name was, for him to come to my channel and give me a view, if he watched the commercial, I might get 1/10 of a penny. But I don't have commercials on this video because you have to monetize it when you're done. So I don't need them coming on my channel and taking up my time. Nor do I need anybody else to do that. So for 1/10 of a penny, I can live without that. What I could... Red CRX, we need the dollar bill. You know, Red, I posted a bunch of dollar bill videos on my channel, but Google, just go to my homepage and look at the playlist, dollar bill videos. I posted, there's no more to do for the pictographs. I've done everything there is to do as far as what the pictographs mean and where they are on the dollar bill. So I reposted about 8 or 9 of those, and the maximum amount of views I get on them, 150 views. Those same videos at one time would get 10,000 views a month, every month, forever. But now Google has me censored because of the other political stuff I've done. You have what you can see on my channel is nothing. Absolutely nothing. What you can't see on my channel are thousands of videos that are private. Any one of them would get me a strike 30 seconds after I made it public, because YouTube changed the rules. So not knowing what the rules are, I have to abide by the rules that we don't know. Now, if it was fair, in a fair world, they would say, well, this video has been up for 3 years, we changed the rules, we're not gonna punish you for having a video like that up. But I could give you an example, and just talking about the example of what they gave me a strike for last March, just talking about the example would get me a strike. You're not allowed to talk about stuff anymore. There's no more freedom of speech. And that's why I don't allow people to troll me, because for what I earn on YouTube from views and hits isn't worth the effort to answer Rodriguez's question. Is Daisy pregnant? I don't know if Daisy's pregnant. I didn't ask her. The subject didn't come up. But if it does, and she tells me one way or the other, then I wouldn't tell you anyway, because that's private stuff. I'm not like these other guys on YouTube that have to... I don't put personal information on my friends out on YouTube. If I did, I could give you DNC's real name and his address and where he lives. Or Flying Circus. Or Scott Del Fuego. Or Dennis Adam. Or any one of 2 or 3 dozen other people. I don't put personal information out on my videos. So if Daisy is pregnant, okay, so she's pregnant. If she's not pregnant, which is not known at this time because the subject didn't come up, then she's not pregnant. But you'll never know. I would never, ever give any details of private stuff like that out. So the guy asking me, he knows I'm not going to give that out. He just wants to troll my channel. And I got nothing else to do today because it's raining. So I let him ask the question, step into the pile of manure, and then I blocked him. I don't care. I'll say it again. I don't care whether you watch my videos. I never cared, and I'm never going to care. I don't earn enough money on YouTube to make a difference in my life, one way or the other. I did at one time, and I still didn't let trolls on my channel. Nope, never did. So let's see. Thanks for the summary. So TH says, thanks for the summary. You're welcome. You are still popular. Actually, I do think that you're very smart. Thank you very much. You know, a lot of people think that I'm not smart, but they would never, I don't care who they are, what position they are in life, they will never want to go toe-to-toe with education with me. Not necessarily in science or English, but what I'm capable of as far as construction, how many licenses I hold, how many licenses I have held, how many things I've done in life, including things. For me, it's a small thing. Before I was injured from the attack from last year, I used to go scuba diving on a regular basis. Hundreds, maybe 700 dives, maybe 500 dives I have, deep dives. Or maybe 200 deep dives and 300 or 400 shallow dives. That's a lot of dives. I've been diving since I was 30 years old legally. I've dove all over the United States, lakes, oceans, ponds, rivers. Most people can't say that. Construction, I can run everything, any kind of construction equipment. It doesn't matter. If it starts, I can run it. Nobody else on YouTube can say that. I can operate any size boat, from a rowboat to a twin screw 135-foot 5,000 horsepower tugboat. Anything. Self-propelled barge, no problem. 10,000 horsepower in a 135-foot tugboat to 5,000 horsepower, no problem. None at all. Not even just get in the boat, give me half a day, and I'll run the boat like the captain runs the boat. I don't care because I've had so much experience on the ocean. Building decks, nobody ever in the history of my deck building career, nobody ever comes close to the quality of the decks that I can build. I don't do it anymore because there was, I went lateral from decks to putting in the poles for the decks to building bulkheads and decks and docks to marine construction. But nobody could come close to my deck work. Nobody ever. It didn't matter. They would come and watch me build it, and they would build another deck next door for the neighbor. It wouldn't come out anything like mine, and it wouldn't last because they just don't know what they're doing. as simple as a deck construction should be, nobody could copy the work I did. That's the truth. Nobody even knows what longleaf yellow pine, #1 dense select grade A is. That's what I used. Longleaf yellow pine, #1 select grade A. 0.60 treatment. Nobody used that lumber. It was the most expensive lumber by double. But if you wanted me to build a deck, that's what I used. And I would charge you twice. Somebody going to build a deck for $5,000, I would tell them $9,500. That's what it cost. Double. The materials were double. The craftsmanship was double. I'll show you the decks that I built. You wouldn't even believe. This is going back into the 80s. Nobody on YouTube can do what I do in construction. Maybe somebody else can run a Bobcat. I can run a Bobcat. Well, I had a Bobcat for 20 years. Live wire, live boom crane, no problem. Just let me get in there and play with it for half an hour. I'll run your live wire, live boom cranes. Trackhoe, no problem. Backhoe, no problem. D8, no problem. These other people come on YouTube, they can't do anything. They don't even know how to trim a tree with a 14-inch chainsaw. And yet they come on and they want to challenge my skill sets. Not possible. So I have 14,000 videos on YouTube, and I would say maybe 9,000 or 8,000 are public, 4,000 or more are on private. I don't know. And the reason I don't know is very simple. YouTube, as for their immense amount of knowledge of nothing and their worthless ability to control the website that they run. Hold on a minute. I got to do something. I need about 60 seconds. And you could quote me on that. Huh. I can't even see now. I can't even find my live stream on my page. All right, we'll have to go back to content. This is amazing. I cannot find the content on my page. See, their website is not what it used to be. So YouTube, in all its infamous stupidity, this is what they've done. This is true. YouTube used to allow you to see all your videos. So I can't tell you how many of my videos are hidden because nobody even knows this. None of these geniuses out there even know this. But YouTube used to allow you to see your videos. I'm going to be with you in about 15 seconds. Okay. Now, none of you people even know this. This is how stupid the people at work YouTube are. So, and how little content they have. Like that fella Brevis, right? He has no content. He will never discuss or find out what I'm going to tell you now. And this is the truth. I have on my other channel, Hoodwinked by an Angel, Michael Fazio, roughly 9,000 plus videos. 9,000. Okay? 3,000 or more of those are private. But on each page, there are 25 videos. So if you have a page on YouTube, you can see 25 of your videos starting from today. Go down and you'll go back 25 videos. So in 4 pages, you can see 100 videos. So for every page, there's 25 videos. So if you divide, it depends on the size of your lettering on your page too. So my lettering allows me to see 20 videos per page. 20. If you scale down the size of your font, you might be able to see 25, but that's all you can see. So on my videos, 20 videos per page, because after that, I can't see, the letters are too small. So I can go back 50 pages. 50 pages would be 1,000 videos. I can see back 1,000 videos. And then I could go back 50 more pages, 2,000 videos. After that, you can't keep going back. You can't go back to 2001 videos or 2,500th video. You can't go back to the 3,000th video. They don't let you see it. So unless you have the exact name of the video that's in your video, even though it's public, unless you have the exact name, you can never see it again. And it goes into what we call the round file. So if I have 9,000 videos, if 3,000 are private, it doesn't matter private or not private. I can only go back to the 2,000th video maximum. So of the 6,000 videos I have, I cannot see 4,000 of them. And I don't remember the names. So when I started this new channel, I had subscribers from the dollar bill videos on this channel going back 10 years. I think this channel's 10 years old or 8 years old. So I can only go back 2,000 videos. I can only see back, so they will not allow me to see back what my first video was or my second video, or they won't allow me to see the first. Let's say I have 4,000 videos on this channel, they only allow me to see 2,000. So you can't even go back and edit them and put them back up and post them again. So why? I don't know why. It doesn't use that much more information. It's just a data page. It's not like they're playing the video. Well, the video's not live streaming. So this is things that you people don't understand about YouTube. So the dollar bill videos that I had from 10 years ago, 11 years, 12 years ago now, I can't even see them to reload them on my new channel unless I have the title. And also YouTube has shadow banned me so that in 2012, if you put dollar bill into Google, of every 100 dollar bill videos, 90 of those videos would be my video. 90. And the reason why the 10 were not my video is because there was an advertisement at the top of each page. So 10 pages, 10 advertisements, 100 videos, 10 not Fazio videos. But there was at one time, for every 1,000 videos that had the word dollar bill in the search engine, 900 would be mine. I even have a video of that somewhere that I can't find because it's back past the 2,000 mark. So none of you people come on my channel. None of you have done the things I've done in life in general. Have you guys owned a boat since you were 5 years old? Always had a boat? Or have you been boatless your entire life? That's a legitimate question. Have you guys owned... I had a hydrofoil and a hydroplane when I was 5 and 7 years old, with a 5 horsepower Chief engine on both. Okay? I sold the hydroplane to buy a hydrofoil. And then I sold that when my father found an 11-foot fiberglass boat in New York Harbor somewhere. And he brought it home, and we put the motor on there. And then I shared that boat with Ronnie Call, who had a 9.9 Evinrude, I think it was. And it was his motor, my boat, and we would go out. We were like 9 years old, 8 years old. I had a boat. When I was 12, I had a 16-foot boat with a 35-horse Evinrude. Have you guys done that? No, you have not. You guys have been boatless since you were born. That's sad. When I was 16, I got rid of that fiberglass boat, and I bought a Lapstreak boat, which was a piece of junk, but it was a cool boat to own. And then when I was 17, I started building a cabin cruiser from scratch, wood, paper patterns, and build a wooden boat. I built a 21-foot cabin cruiser, and I had that boat for 17 years. And when I moved to Florida, and before I finished with that boat, I bought a barge and a tugboat. You guys have been boatless since birth. I can't even imagine being boatless. I'm boatless now, but only by choice. In fact, I did try to buy, even though I have one that doesn't work, I tried to buy a jet ski. I have the information. About a week ago, when I couldn't buy the dump tricycle, I tried to buy a jet ski. There's a jet ski in Tarlac, Tarlac. It's 50 miles past Angeles City. 50 miles. So it's $200 airfare to get to Manila, and then another day of traveling to Tarlac. It's even past Tarlac. And then I said to the fellow, how much? The boat's listed for $3,000 US, $2,800. I said, what's the best price you could do? The best I could do is $2,800. That's what it's listed for. It says the price is negotiable. Yes, we already negotiated the price down to $2,800. So I said, okay, send me a video of go outside, put my name on a piece of paper, on a piece of cardboard, Michael Fazio, and go outside and start the boat up, make a video. No, sir, if you want to see the boat, you can come here. I said, okay, thanks very much. Have a nice day. Thanks for your time. And I hung up. He wants me to travel for 2 days, to get to 50 miles past Tarlac, to look at a jet ski that will cost me $1,200 to get back to Bohol. If it runs right, if it's a good running machine. So I would not have been boatless even today. I would have been gone. I would be in Tarlac. But the guy wouldn't make me a video. It was easier for him to say, no, we're not going to make a video. You come and take a look at the boat. If you wanted to sell the boat, dude, you would go out and make a video with my name on a piece of cardboard. Just the Philippines. Welcome to the Philippines. You think that it's easy living here. It's, the ignorance in that story I just told you is astounding. There's how much ignorance is in that story. A man telling you to just travel for 2 days to look at a jet ski that he wants to sell, that he doesn't have a video of, and refuses to go outside and make a video of it running. Well, at that point, then here's the scenario. I have to go to 50 miles to Tarlac, past Angeles City, 50 miles. Find this place. I need to get a room. And then I have to go someplace with the boat. And he's going to charge me to transfer for the boat from his shop into the water. He's going to charge me to put it in and take it out of the water. And then if I don't buy it, then I have to come back. That's 400 or 500 US dollars that I just throw away in travel, airfare, food, and hotel accommodations. Because he couldn't make a video, 5-minute video. I don't know why, and I don't care. I don't need the boat. Now, I went to Cebu to look for boats. They call them a boat. It's not really a boat. But I went to Cebu to look for a boat, jet ski, nothing. And when you ask them for a used jet ski, this is what I mean about living in the Philippines. You people, you don't understand what it's like living here. Conversation. Jonesy, thank you. Red CRX, I'll give you a shout out. Let me go to your channel. Sure, that's no problem. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the. I got to see that you have a channel. Ah, he does. Sure, no problem. Let me get your link. And let's see what your videos are about. Tao, part 2, the Tao, nice. Nice way of life. Tao painting, very nice. Let me get back to my page. Sure. So you guys, let me show you his page. This is a man asked Rad CRX. And this is his channel. So let's go here. Let's put the link. This is how I keep everything together here. I'm gonna get your name now. And now we're gonna go to your top of your page. Rad CRX, and put that right in front of that. And then we're going to give him a space there. Then we're going to copy it all. Then we're going back to my page. And we'll get his link up there. So this fella makes, you can give them a description of what you make, Red. What are your videos about? By all means, put it in there if you like, no problem. I pasted it in there 3 times. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn it back towards me. I'm going to go to my home page, to my video page. And I'm going to put your link in my video page. How's that? Okay? And then when I post the video, it'll be in the description box. Well, there you go. It's going to be in the description box right there, Rad. And that's your link. We'll save that. And it'll be right at the top of the description box. But you put down what it is you do, and I'll write it in when I post the video as a video. Okay. All right, so let's get back over here. The book Angels on the Ark. Yeah, that's still for sale, but not, I don't have anything to do with the sale of it anymore. It's you can Google Angels on the Ark. What's the name of that big book company? Big book company does it now. I don't. I forget. Angels on the Ark. I forget the name of the book company. I had one and then I changed it about 2 years ago. Angels on the Ark by Michael Fazio. I'll look it up for you. Angels. Angels on the Ark by Michael Fazio. And then Amazon Book Company, okay? Goodreads. There's a bunch of, it's $2.99 now, actually. I used to have my own website. Does not pay to do that. No way does it pay to have your own website. I used GoDaddy.com. I can't say enough bad stuff about GoDaddy.com. I had a website. I paid more money than you would care to know to run that website. And I think I ended up paying $500 US. $500 US. There's the book. It's on Kindle. It's on a computer. It's got all the bells and whistles. You can search an engine. You can see how many times the word king appears. It's 1900 and this might be 1777 pages. They changed the format of the book, so it changed the amount of pages. It's worth $3. It's a good read. So, what if someone were to tell you that the entire green side, or the reverse, on the back of the $1 bill was in fact a perfect 2-scale replica of the Ark of the Covenant, given to Moses by the Lord God? That's true, and no one ever challenged me. I had a $50,000 wager that the Ark of the Covenant, 2-scale replica, according to the book of Exodus and the instructions on how to build the ark, the size, the length, the width, the ringlets, the Lord God, the mercy seat, I had a $50,000 challenge on worldwide to any expert in the world that would take my challenge. And so far in 14 years, no one has. In 13 years, nobody has taken the challenge. The Fazio challenge. No one ever will. Because anybody that reads the book of Exodus and sees the detail of how to build the Ark of the Covenant, and then reads my book and sees how I have it laid out in the book, you're going to come to the conclusion that, yeah, he's right. And yet, it went viral for a few years, and then they subjected me to shadow banning, because it proves there is no separation of church and state. Isn't America founded on the principle of separation of church and state? England, I also proved beyond any doubt that the Queen of England still runs America, along with the Vatican and the Illuminati. And what did it get me? It got me banned from any kind of serious views on YouTube or anywhere else. I had other accounts in other places, no views. I don't get views on anything, no matter where I put the videos. Doesn't matter what I put on. I could put a video what if I was to do some worthless piece of junk garbage upload where I went into the ICM mall and I just walked into a shoe store and I went like this and I walked past 100 pairs of shoes, never said a word, and then I walked out of the shoe store and loaded it, the video of just walking into the shoe store, no words, no prices, no detail, just walked past 100 pairs of shoes and then loaded it. I don't know, maybe you might get 50 or 80 views. There's a fella that did that, or a girl, I'm not sure what it is, it's a Filipino channel, 12,000 views in 72 hours, never said a word. Just walked into a shoe store, walked past 100 pairs of shoes, walked out of the shoe store, and posted it. The name of the video is Shoes. And it got 12,000 views in 72 hours. I am being shadow banned. Big time. But I don't care. I'm not going to change it. The thing that would change it is if there was a God, not the one in the Bible, but if there was a just God, here I go. Get me started. Forget about that. If there was a terrible accident, oh my God, let's say that our Earth defenses, all the money that they've taken from the taxpayers, all the laser beams and rockets that they have ready to send up into space to block asteroids, and the trillions of dollars that they've taken to make space-age laser beams to destroy and deflect asteroids or comets. Or let's say there was one coming, right? One big giant asteroid, a big one, like Meteor Crater in Arizona, which if anybody wants to go there, I've been there. It's a very boring thing to do. It's a big hole in the ground, and that's all it is, a big hole in the ground. And if someone just puts you on the platform outside Meteor Crater, and you looked ahead, you'd say, why am I here? Other than the fact that it's a crater, maybe. So if one of those giant meteors that was sent from another galaxy far, far away, and if one of those, well, let's say three of those, one of them was to hit the meteor, one of those giant meteors was to hit Google headquarters in California, that would be terrible. That would be tragic, beyond tragic. That would be, I would cry. The tears would, because all my videos would be gone. That might change the way Google does business. But if that didn't work, then another meteor, like 2 days later, came down and hit the rotunda when they're having the Senate, the state and Senate meetings about internet control of the worldwide internet and how they're going to reset. They're going to have a reset Congress where all the heads of state and all the world leaders, they're all in Washington, D.C. in the rotunda or in the Senate or wherever they have all those seats. And another meteor hit that. Oh, that would be tragic. Oh, the tragedy. Oh, God, that would be terrible. I would cry. That would change the way YouTube does business. But if that wasn't enough to prove the existence of a judge, of a God, that now they might say God is judging their actions. let's say there was another media or another one, and that other media went over to England. Somehow they stopped it from hitting America, and it went to England, and they were all the people in England were inside the rotunda or the senates or whatever and that media took all of the seats of the parliament and all that. They took them out. Then and all this while there was a guy standing on the street corner. The end is near. The end is near. That would change. Maybe then they would remove my shadow banning. But until then, until that happens, which I don't think it's going to happen, they're not going to remove my shadow banning. And I think we have another troll. Let's go check it out. I have an analytical mind. Thank you, Jonesy. Thank you very much. I know Jonesy's name. Not too difficult for that man to make a 5-minute video. That man, see, this is what it's like, Jonesy. This is what it's like living in the Philippines. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, the man should have a video of the machine. He wants to sell it. He should have a video of the machine running and of the engine itself and inside the hull. There's a lot of parts in a jet ski. Could be leaking oil, could be leaking water. The muffler could be not in good condition, make too much noise. There's an impeller on the bottom of the jet ski. It's just about that big. And if the bearing in that impeller is not good, and they're usually fiber, the impellers, the fiber may have worn out, you're talking about $250 for the impeller and the bearing, maybe more. Show me the machine working before you ask me to travel for 2 days there and 2 days back. And what if I decided to go today? Then I'd have to pay double for my ticket there because with no notice. But what if I bought a video for a week from now and he sold the machine? I don't get my money back. Too complicated. 5-minute video. Show it to me. I'll send you a deposit and I'll come and get the machine. They won't do it. Thanks for the information. Thanks for the idea. Yes, Mix. I know you. But Mix, that's what they do. The New World Order. That this is, Michael. All right, so Mix is, he has a couple of different names, a couple of different channels, but I would have posted the information I posted 3 days ago. That video, that post I made 3 days ago went up in the morning. Should have been up the afternoon before that, but we had no internet the day before. But the death toll in Turkey and Syria, I think it is, had been at about 8,000 at that time. And I said, and I looked at the devastation, which is freaking horrific, okay? I don't watch that kind of video because if I could volunteer to go there and run equipment, I would, but I can't. Okay, so I don't have the time or the money because you have to pay to go there. If I wanted to go there and run equipment, I would have to pay my way there and pay for my hotel and pay for my food and pay for all my expenses and then run the equipment for free. If they paid me to do it, I would go there and operate equipment because I'm good. But at that point, there were 8,100 people that had passed, died from that tragedy, and that was a tragedy. And I think they do it on purpose. I think the New World Order can make earthquakes, tidal waves, tsunamis, weather modifications, storms, rain. It's been raining now 52 out of the last 52 days. It's been raining 43 days. We should have had summer January 6th. That's 5 weeks ago. We should have had summer. In 5 weeks, we had 4.5 weeks of rain. It's not normal, ever. So anyway, I said they won't, from the devastation, I said the death toll is going to be 33,000. They're going to post it. And then injured 66,000, because the number 33 is a Masonic number. 33 is the highest rank that you can get in the Masons, and then you have to go Frangele or whatever, the two different places that you go, left or right. I call it left and right. So, and then I said 66,000 injured, because they always do this with a tragedy. 13 people were murdered when only 7 or 14 or 15 were murdered, but they talk about 13 because they put the number 13 in the title. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, because in a few days it's going to change anyway, and there's no way to know what statistics are available that day. So, but 33,000, they don't know if there's 33,000 people died, but they put the number in the title, 33,000. That's the Illuminati and the New World Order's way of saying we're controlling the narrative. I don't know how many people died. I would say from that type of devastation, more than 33,000 people are going to end up dead. More than 33,000. But they have to put the number 33,000 deaths to date, because it's the New World Order control, and it's a good number. It's a nice round number, 33. Jesus was 33 when he died. The 33 levels in Masonry. The number 33 is a nice symmetrical number. 66. The 66 now. 33, 66, 36, 36. They love those combinations of numbers. I didn't know how many people are going to die, and I don't know what the totals are going to be. But I knew they would put that number on the page. They're going to do it. They're always going to do a New World Order, Illuminati, Masonic number. They're always going to do it. The narrative, they're always going to do it. They just do it all the time. It brings 33,000. It's going to be way more than 33,000. But they had to put the number, is what this man is saying, that I was spot on. Of course they're going to do it, because they're going to have the opportunity to do it. And then that lets you know who's writing the articles. I don't know how. Now, going back, let me read his comment, then I'll digress. Let me tell you what it costs to volunteer to go help a problem like that. Mix says, "Hi, Michael. You were spot on about the 33,000 figure. And this morning, I watched the news, and they say it's going to be double 66,000 final figure. The professor, Nick Kolstrom, has talked about numerology and the New World Order. See? That's right. They know," Mix says, "seemingly they do it to let people know in secret way that they did it." I said that they caused the earthquakes. I said it. A couple of days before that, in one of my live streams, they do this. They are just, and how I put it in the live stream, and I think as I posted it, like, they're doing everything they can in various ways, multitudes of ways. I said in my live stream, they're burning up the price of food. They're just out of control, the price of food in New York. And I know New York because my brother lives in New York, and we talk about what's going on there. And they're destroying the price of food here as well. Now, that's food. But they also brought gasoline up from 59 pesos after Cyclone Odette to 96 pesos. It was 37 pesos more than a 60% increase. Then they brought it down to 63 pesos about a month ago. And now it's back up to 70 pesos a liter. They're taking, oh, wow, the price of gas went down. They're taking away the wealth from the middle class in every way, shape, or form. When cannot talk about Hurricane Sandy. Not allowed. They did Hurricane Sandy. I made dozens of videos after Hurricane Sandy that it was man-made. The way it worked, the temperature of the weather, the temperature of the air, the temperature of the ocean, as the storm progressed up the coast from the North Carolina, South Carolina, up the coast towards Ohio, New Jersey, Norfolk, Virginia, into New York. The weather got colder. Every day the weather got colder. The storm was moving at about 20 miles an hour. Every day the water temperature got colder. Every day the storm increased. That's not possible. So they did that. They destroyed trillions of dollars worth of land. It cost me $100,000 out of my pocket, that storm. I lost $100,000 in tools and antiques, gone, that I had invested. My money in antiques and tools. We lost so much stuff. So, moving on past that, because they did it on purpose. Now, then, you're not allowed to talk about it. I can't prove it. I know they did it. I know the way weather works. If the temperature of the water gets colder and the weather gets colder, a hurricane can't keep increasing. There has to be a difference, a change in temperature. And it was almost like 30 degrees up north when the hurricane hit. It's not possible, but you can't prove it. So, but with that earthquake, you talk about Fukushima, go ahead. Look up Jim Stone, Jimstone. Look up Jim Stone on the internet. See what he has to say about Fukushima. I said the same thing before he said it. Only he started a website, and my channel got censored like you would not believe. So I gave up talking about Fukushima. But Fukushima, no way did that happen. No way. It happened. But no way did it happen the way they said it happened. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't there. But there's no way they said it happened that way. And all the information is on the Jim Stone website. Jim Stone. Jimstone. It's all there. Go there, read it, and understand that word for word he is correct. But if I say it, I'm going to get a strike. Because if I say how it happened and who did it, who caused it, I'm going to get a strike. So I don't. But I will tell you to go to Jim Stone's page and see his theory. So they are destroying the wealth of the middle class in every way, shape, or form. They're doing it on purpose. It's by design. And who makes all the money Who makes all the money? The big rich people that are invested into Home Depot, City Hardware, Builderware, the big money people. But who supplies them with the tools? China. Who, you do not understand who's invested into China? All of our politicians have more money invested into China than they do in American-made products. And it has been like that for 40 years. They want to destroy the economy in America, and then they're going to do this great reset, and that's the way it's going to be. No one's going to stop it. Has anybody tried to stop it? No. Even one day? No. Even one time? No. Has even one person stood up against the New World Order? No. Because they know they're going to lose. The last person that stood up against the New World Order might have been that guy, David Cartouche, whatever his name is. The Cartouche guy. And look what they did to him. They killed 176 people in his compound. And the people that burnt this compound to the ground and killed 176 people, they all got a better job in the United States government. Good job. Killed 176 people. You have no idea how things work. None. None of you people do. Well, few of you do. Few. A few of you, and you're starting to understand, but I've been telling you this stuff going on 15 years now. And, he's crazy. I'm not crazy. My dollar bill videos, the challenges are there. No one ever took them. The fact that I tell you what the government... yeah, you want to talk about what you're not allowed to talk about? How many doctors, real doctors, that own their own practices, that have their opinion about the lockdown, how many people lost their license? Thousands all over the world for not agreeing with the narrative. They control everything. They're going to control everything. That's just the way it is. This was planned since, I could tell you 1880, because there are plans that go back that far, but they're 1963, report from Iron Mountain. Read it. Everything that's in the report from Iron Mountain is happening today. Today, right now, today, this day. Earthquakes, tsunamis, crazy weather. They control it all. You guys think that I'm crazy. I'm crazy for saying it, but I'm right about saying it. The towers, they turned into dust. That's not possible. Yeah, that's their way of telling you that they're in control. They're in control of everything. They know exactly. People say, oh, Google doesn't know who Michael Fozzi is. Google knows exactly who I am. How do I put out a very, very, very intelligent, well-done video, a drone video of ICM Mall with no words, just music? And what do I get? 80 views. Somebody else can take my drone video and post it with 200 subscribers on their page. I guarantee you they get 10,000 views. But I get 150, maybe 80. 80 views on my drone videos, 90. Somebody with just a few hundred subscribers and some $75 drone will get 10,000 views to the same video. I'm censored. Okay, I'm censored. But none of you other people that talk smack about me can even compare to my past and what I've accomplished in life. Have any of you ever owned $1 million house on the Deepwater Canal in Key Largo? No, you have not. You get people saying, oh, he's got a bathroom in his kitchen. Hey, I'll say to that clown, did you ever own a $150,000 Ocean Racer? Or a $70,000 race car? And of course the answer is going to be no. Did you ever own a yacht? Or a pile driver? Or a crane with a pile driver on a barge? Or a crane with a pile driver on land? Did you ever own one of those? No. I did. Did you ever go scuba diving at 130 feet of water? Deep water penetration? No, you have not. But you make fun of me because I have a bathroom in my... 90% of all Philippines' houses, huts, probably have a bathroom in their house. In their room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the living room. 90% of the people here don't have outhouses. I've been to many, many province houses where I've met people from the province. They have a bathroom behind a curtain in their living room. People sleep, the whole family sleeps in one common room on a big bed or mats on the floor. It's not uncommon. I'm not ashamed of the way I lived. I've lived better than 99% of the people that make fun of me, and I'm going to live better than 99% of the people that make fun of me shortly thereafter. But you can't embarrass me. You're not going to get me to be embarrassed. It ain't going to happen. I've already lived 10 times the lives that you people could only hope to have lived. You all went to work 9 to 5 for 35 or 40 years. You had your 10-day vacations twice a year. Sometimes I didn't work for an entire year and just traveled around the United States. Doing nothing. Sightseeing. Partying with people they make movies about and doing stuff that you couldn't or wouldn't believe. Couldn't make videos about that stuff, but I could tell you the stories. You wouldn't believe the stories anyway, so what's the point? You people, I'm not putting you down for it, but you people have lived very mundane, ordinary lives. I have not. I'm not embarrassed about where I am, what I'm doing, who I'm with. And that's another thing. I keep hearing stories. He lives in a shack. Yeah, that's true. What's your point? You're not living in the shack. He's broke. Oh, boy, that's a good one. I like that one. He's broke. When was that? When did that happen? When was I not able to pay? When was I not able to pay? What do they call that? The immigration fees? When? I've never been. I was late one day, one time in 8 years. One day. And that was for Christmas because the computers were down. And when I went back the next day, it was closed. So one day, one time, I was late on my immigration. One day, one time. Actually, it really wasn't late because they had closed early for Christmas vacation. So had they stayed open until after 12, I probably would have got the paperwork. But one day, one time in 8 years. Other people don't pay their immigration fees at all. Some people don't pay. But so how am I broke? Exactly. How am I broke? I'm looking to buy a tricycle with a dump on it for at least $2,500. Well, that's not being broke if I could go out and buy a tricycle with a dump on it. I bought a cement mixer. I bought a rebar bender. I bought a bending machine. I bought a cutter, rebar cutter. How am I broke? You people are just that stupid to believe trolls that come on, and he's a liar. When I proved the guy to be a liar, did he apologize? No, he didn't apologize because he's not much of a man. That's for sure. And he didn't apologize because he wanted to somehow prove me wrong. All he really wanted was some FaceTime on my channel. And then he got blocked for not apologizing. For when I corrected him and showed him that he was wrong. You're too cheap. 250 pesos? I can't afford 250 pesos? Really? I don't want to tell you what I spent to go to Bentalion Island, but 250 pesos wouldn't have made a difference. 500 for me and Daisy wouldn't make a difference. I spent 500 for my dinner every time I ate. No, I spent 230 for the ham and cheese hamburger with french fries, and Daisy's meal was about 250, 230, 500 pesos. How am I broke? Tell me how I'm broke. Tell me when I lied. Somebody else put up a lie that I made up on YouTube. You have people that deserve to be thrown off of YouTube for calling other people liars when they themselves are the liars. Lying about lying. And that's provable. So when you have people that are so ignorant that they don't remember their own lives from one day to the next, or 1 week to the next, or don't even know that they're lying, that's disgusting. There should be an IQ test to get into the Philippines, and there should be an IQ test to get into America. And there should be certain qualifications. Would I qualify? Of course I would qualify. But they're letting just anybody in the Philippines and anybody in America. Now, come to the Philippines and don't pay your immigration fees. Supposedly it's problematic, but no one's seen that yet. So if it is problematic, we don't know it to be so. In the rare instance, usually it's problematic when someone commits a crime and then they're found to be late on their immigration fees. Then they have to make amends. I don't know what that means, but that's what they do. But for the most part, they don't care. So you got people calling me a liar, people calling me broke, people calling me sensitive. I don't have to abide by anybody else's rules. That's not me. You can't make me the person you want me to be. I'm doing okay. I've always done okay. You got people with a lot of money. A lot of money. They have money. Oh, they have money. I live in a beautiful house. And what else have you done in your life besides live in a beautiful house? Tell me what else you've done. You took your 2-week vacation twice a year. And where have you been? Hawaii? Not a big deal. I lived in Key Largo for 13 years. The dive capital of the world. One of the most beautiful places in the world to live. Right on the Deepwater Canal. With a big boat and a big house and a race car and a backhoe and a bobcat and a trenching machine. What was I missing in life? Nothing. Went diving whenever I wanted to. Great restaurants, fresh fish every day. I lived in vacation capital of the world for diving for 13 years like a king. You guys go on vacation to the Florida Keys and burn up your entire year's savings. I lived there. Played there, partied there. Miami, Stone's Throw, an hour away. Fort Lauderdale, 2 hours away. You people have never done anything like I've done. And yet, I'm the bad guy. I'm the guy he's broke. When was I broke? How was I broke? What was I not able to afford in life? I don't know. I don't see it. Okay, so I think this live stream's going on about 40 minutes now, yeah? 3 hours and 5 minutes. Oh my God. Non-stop talking. You know how long it's going to take for people to review this? 3 hours and 5 minutes. Checking for mistakes. Looking for lies. I should talk about some of the toys I had, but I won't. So, anyway, that's it. You guys want to say goodbye to one another? 14 people are watching. Rich Buwong too, got a great video up. Flying Circus put up some really good videos this week. Let's get his channel up here. Freebird Mix, thanks for stopping by. Freebird, thank you. Flying Circus, thanks very much for stopping by. Mike Dowdy, thank you. Mike Dowdy, thank you. Philippines, no, that's okay. Black Dave, thank you. Black Dave. Rad CRX, thank you for stopping by. Jonesy, I love that name. That's the name of the cat from Alien. Oh, God, that was a great movie. I could tell you a story about that night. The night of Alien. The night I saw Alien. God. Oh, my God. I'll tell you that. I think you deserve a story. I'll tell you a story. Okay. Alien comes out. Had to be 76 or 77, I think it was. Playing on the big screen. So there's a girl that I knew. I don't remember how I knew her. I did a lot of work in the neighborhood. But I think she lived next door to a friend of mine named Mike. I think that was who she lived next door. And anyway, it could have been the Brown. It could have been Brown's Aluminum Siding. I think that's who. She lived next door to Brown's. So I knew her since she was about 15 years old. Now I was in my 20s. Let's see, when I moved to Brooklyn, I was 1977. I'd been 22 years old. So I knew her for about 5 years, since she was like 16 or maybe 15 or 16. So and how I knew her is, yeah, that's Brown's Aluminum Siding, because I went out with Madalena Brown, Madalena Brown. Her brother's name was Kenny Brown. But next door to her was the girl that lived next door. I forgot her name, but she always liked me, and she was like the nice neighbor's kid. And when that movie came out, I went to go call for Madalena, because I had dated Madalena. Geez, I had dated Madalena since I was like 15 years old. And Madalena, good night, Mix. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. And thanks for the comment. Thanks for the commentary. Madalena wasn't home, and this girl was home. And I wanted to go see the movie Alien. And I said to her, you want to go to the movies? And she goes, yeah. Now, I was 22, I guess. Maybe could have been 23. She was about 19 at this time, because we had known each other for years. We went to the movie, and that girl was scared to death, man. She wanted to leave in the worst way. And I'm going, I was laughing. And then it was a little scary, though. That movie was really, because I looked at it as a real story. Because I remember reading about bugs, how there's certain bugs that lay their larvae inside a living host, and then the larvae incubates inside a living host. So that concept of the alien is common among bugs. There's a wasp, the African wasp. The African wasp is another bug. The African tarantula wasp, you could look it up. I think it's called the tarantula wasp or the African tarantula wasp. What it does is it finds a real tarantula, one of those big ones like that, and it stings it with a paralyzing poison. And then it takes the tarantula back. It's a big bug. It's like that big. It takes the tarantula back somewhere, wherever it lives. Door number 3. It takes the tarantula back somewhere, and then it puts inside the tarantula an egg, another African tarantula bug egg. And then when that bug egg hatches inside the tarantula is still alive. So the tarantula doesn't die, it's just paralyzed. So however long the birthing period is, the tarantula stays alive, because spiders can stay alive for months without eating. Then that bug, when it wakes up, when it hatched inside the tarantula, doesn't eat the internal organs. It knows somehow to eat the muscle tissue and whatever doesn't kill the tarantula. So it'll eat all the other stuff. And then when it gets to a certain size, pupa, I think they call it a pupa, when it gets to a certain size, then it eats the internal, and then the tarantula dies, and then it comes outside the tarantula, and then it's an African wasp, tarantula wasp. Well, I remember that since I was a little kid. I don't know why I remember it, but I did. So that movie with the alien could have been real. To me, bugs do that, so why not another life form? So I was watching this movie, and I lived in Brooklyn. I didn't live in Howard Beach. I moved out of Howard Beach for 2 years to do something, and I worked for a guy. We call him a guy. I worked for a guy for 2 years, and I was strictly his carpenter. Whatever he wanted me to do, I did. So anyway, so I take this girl to the movies, and I wish I could remember her name. She was so pretty, and when we were going home, she goes, "I don't want to go home. I want to hang out with you." And I was looking at her like, I've known you since you were a little kid. And, well, one thing led to another, and she ended up staying at my house. And that's what I remember. She had a pair of red hot pants on. Red hot pants when they were in style. And I remember those pants, those hot pants. That's what I remember. I don't remember her name. If I saw her face, well, now I wouldn't recognize her, but I remember those red hot pants. That's what I remember. The red hot pants and the Alien movie. I always equate the Alien with that girl. If I ever remember her name, I'll tell you. Anyway, she stayed, I don't remember, she stayed 1 day or 2 days. But apparently she wasn't the little girl next door anymore. She was 19 years old. And I was only 22 or 23. But I had known her for 6 or 7 years because I dated Madalena Brown for 6 or 7 years. We all through high school. We were on and off all through high school. Madalena Brown. I should look her up. She was such a cool girl. The stories I could tell you about Madeleine. She was absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Irish. Kenny Brown. They were Irish, not Italian, Irish. And if she didn't like somebody, she would tell you. She was just an absolute wonderful person to be around. She was the most honest person in the world. She would tell you, "Get the heck out of here. get away from me. Because guys would always hit on her. She was a beautiful girl. I mean, just an absolutely gorgeous girl. And without saying too much, she knew it, but she loved me. God, she must have asked me to marry her. I don't know how many times. Why don't we get married? Why aren't we? No, I don't want to get married, Madeline. I don't want to get married. And nobody understood why I didn't want to get married. I never wanted to get married, never. Twice, and both times it would have been a mistake. So, yeah, but she wanted to get married, and I didn't want to get married. And then she ended up with my friend Anthony Canora, who owned Canora's Delicatessen on Pitkin Avenue. She stayed with him for a while, and then I kind of moved back to Howard Beach from Brooklyn, and then I got busy with the barge and the tugboat and pile driving, and then she ended up with Anthony for a couple of years. And Anthony ended up going to jail for 3 years. And I never really saw her that much. I would see her once in a while. We would say hello. I don't know what happened to her. I wonder if she's on Facebook, because she would be a cool person. I just got in touch with a woman that I dated since the movie The Godfather came out. We watched the movie The Godfather 1, Maria. I dated her also, all through high school and after high school, actually I dated her until 93, excuse me. Just before I moved to Florida, 93. It was the last time I saw her, the week before I moved. So what was that? 1970, 80, 90, 23 years. And she just sent me a Christmas card on my other channel. Happy birthday. I haven't seen you. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're alive. If you can, get in touch with me. So I did. And it was nice talking to her. But I haven't thought about her either. What a nice girl. She was another nice girl. There was a lot of nice girls. But marrying them, that's a whole nother story altogether. That marriage thing, it's got so many different things attached to it. Attachments. Not really an attachable type of guy. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye now. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. 3 minutes and 22. 3 hours and 22 minutes. 23 minutes. Whoa. I'm Bing Permy from Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.